If you're in the hunt for a lightweight family RV, then this one should honestly be at the top of your list. And there's a few reasons why. One of the big ones for me is the fact that this one is capable of camping in colder climates, which a lot of RVs this size aren't. What I mean by that is you have a 20,000 BTU furnace, plus you're gonna have heated tank pads to be able to help battle some of those colder elements. And on hot days, you'll be covered too thanks to the roof-mounted 13,500 BTU AC. But beyond that, it's also great for the family. Because where most of the travel trailers this size in this layout have bunks in the corner here, they're going to be really thin mattresses, but that's not the case. You can see you actually get a thicker mattress for the kiddos back here, which I personally think is great because, we don't want our kids to be uncomfortable. And you'll also see the fact that it has a ladder to be able to climb up into this top bunk, which again, even though it might be something minor, it's something a lot of times in this layout you don't get. Something else I really love back here, one of them is the fact that you have easy access storage right down underneath, and more importantly is the fact that you have the huge access door right there. So makes it nice and easy to load up some of those bigger items. This top bunk flips up. Huge fan of manufacturers putting that door in. And they did some really creative things here in the bathroom as well that I think work. The biggest one being the fact they have essentially like an airplane style sink, which in a lot of these floor plans, you don't have room for a sink. So doing it this way, I think was pretty smart. My only concern or question on this one, and I guess I'd have to use it, which I don't have the capability of doing right now, is the fact that the faucet is a pretty good distance from the basin here. And I'm not sure if you're gonna get splash out on this or if it doesn't have quite enough, or doesn't have too much water pressure, if it's gonna be okay. That's something I'd have to test. But again, the fact that they were able to put a sink in here, I will definitely take this over not having anything at all because I just hate having to wash my hands and brush my teeth in the kitchen sink. As far as space on the toilet, I have more than enough leg room. Same thing with shoulders. Porcelain bowl on here too, so it's going to be easy to clean up. Storage right up above me, and over to the side here is the tub shower. Now, I always like to give it what I call the 6-foot test because I'm 6 foot tall, so I'll stand in the shower here. And I am kind of touching the top with my hair, but because of the barreled ceiling and the skylight, it actually does create enough height that I'm able to stand up in here without having to duck down. Another thing I really like about this is because it is an E-Pro, it's built to go kind of off-grid. And so part of that is the fact it comes equipped with the shower miser recirculating system. And essentially what that does is it has a little switch so that it will recirculate the hot water in there and not use any water until it is hot. And once it's hot, you can turn it on. That way you're not wasting a bunch of water waiting for the water to get warm in the shower. And then we get into the kitchen, and there's a lot of things I really like here as well. Things I think they did pretty darn well. Microwave, nothing to write home about. Standard old microwave right up top. Underneath that is your 12-volt refrigerator and freezer combo here. And I do like this one. One of the things that I guess I really like about it is the fact they actually put a switch on here because it's 12-volt. And a lot of times you can't turn that off. And it can be a pretty big drain on the battery, especially if you're not planning on using it, if you don't need it, or if you plan on cleaning it or storing it. So having this switch here is definitely something that I am glad they put in. And then we get into the kind of the rest of the kitchen, the cooktop, the sink here. And even though you don't have a ton of prep space, what I do like is the fact they give you a 3-burner cooktop. And again, in something this size, normally you only get 2. And having that third burner really makes a big difference in the size of pots and pans you can put on here. You'll also see it does have the glass cover, so you can utilize that as prep space. And you get the large oven right down underneath. Now, the oven kind of is a trade-off for me because even though I like having an oven, personally, I think I would have rather had a convection microwave oven and had an additional drawer here, had some more storage. I want to hear your take on it because this unit overall has really good storage, but when it comes to the kitchen, it is slightly lacking. And here's what I mean. We have one drop down there. We have one drawer for our flatware. And then we have another drop down here, presumably for our pots and pans. So again, I would have liked just one more drawer, maybe for some like hand towels, hot pads, things like that. But I want to hear your take. Let me know in the comments. Do you think one drawer is enough? Do you prefer to have the oven, or would you rather have that removed for another drawer? You'll also see this is something minor, but something I definitely will use, and that is a bottle opener. If you don't know what that's for, you're probably too young for this video, but that is something that personally, big fan of. Right up top, you can see some additional storage there as well. So again, you do have spot for cups, plates, bowls, things of that nature. Now, right across the way is the dinette, kind of where I was sitting here. I think they did a good job here as well. You'll see that you have the thermoformed tabletop, just like your countertops. Everything kind of blends seamlessly. I do like that. This does drop down into a bed, albeit it is a bit small, so it's really only for kiddos. But the thing I do like about it is the easy access storage drawers. It's just pull out. They're not super deep because you can only go so deep when you have the ball bearing glides on there. But I enjoy the fact that it is easy to get to. You don't have to lift up the seat to access that. And again, storage all the way across the top here. So as I mentioned, overall, this unit has good storage. Windows on both sides as well, I may add, so you can get some cross ventilation here. Roller shades throughout this unit. When I talk about E-Pro being a kind of a little bit more luxury unit in this price, or in this class of RV in this size, that's one of those features that I am referring to. And lastly, we have kind of the bedroom space right up front. So this is a 54 by 74 inch full-size bed. You'll see you have a little headboard there with a charging port that does have wireless charging on that. Again, you have a window on the side plus the beautiful windshield right up front that is kind of a signature look of the E-Pro. And once again, that has the roller shades. You'll see storage across the top here with the nets. One of my favorite parts though will be right here on the side. Not the fact that it comes with a TV, because I'm glad that it does, but more so the fact that it is a 12-volt TV, so that it will run off the batteries. You don't have to worry about having shore power, and you can still operate the TV, again, helping this one be a little more off-grid. As we drop down, I also do want to show the fact this one also has easy access storage. All right, let's quickly talk construction of the E-Pro. So this one does sit on 15-inch rugged tires with aluminum wheels. You'll also see that this one has aluminum floor joists and 5/8-inch tongue and groove plywood flooring. When we take a look at the construction of the box itself, you're gonna have a 6-sided aluminum cage that is going to be all laminated. The thing I like about this is behind this fiberglass skin is Azdel composite, which is lighter weight and doesn't absorb moisture. Up on top, this one does have a laminated, fully walkable roof as well, so you can quickly and easily get up there for any maintenance. Another big construction feature is that in the 3/4 front cap, you have an automotive style windshield, whereas a lot of manufacturers will have a windshield with like your RV seal around it, and that can be a little problematic just because that's where all the rainwater will be hitting as you're driving. So you want a nice solid seal, which is exactly what this one has. Setup is going to be super simple too, because of the fact you have a power tongue jack up front and you have the quick drop stabilizers, which honestly are probably the easiest to set up in the entire industry. Then as a quick hit on some of the features on the camp side, one of them is the fact this one has solar prep on the side, but more importantly is the fact that it already comes with a 200-watt solar panel up on the roof with a charge controller, and you can opt for a second 200-watt panel, so you can have 400 watts total plus any one that you want to plug into the side. You also see pass-through storage right here and the griddle that does come with it. That will hook up on the shelf right back here, which we'll see in just a moment. You'll also see entrance into the RV is nice and easy thanks to the More Ride step above steps there with aluminum treads and the large foldable grab handle right here so that it's nice and easy to get in and out of the RV. You have LED light strip up top built into that power awning, outside speakers, frameless windows here as well. You'll also see outside electrical connection, and it's meant so you can plug the griddle in. You have the propane quick connect right down below, but if you have your own grill you want to plug in, you can certainly do that too. And here in the back, you will see the backup camera prep right up top. You also have a ladder so you can easily walk up onto that fully walkable roof. You'll also notice the black tank flush over to this side, and then right down below is the accessory receiver hitch. So if you want to bring a bike rack or something like that, it is nice and easy to bring that. Or of course you can use the one that mounts to the front. You have a couple different options. Coming around the side, this is that accessory door I had mentioned. You can see it goes right into the back bunk area. I do want to point out, I don't know if we mentioned it inside, but this one does have electrical outlets and USB ports on both the bottom and top bunk. But in order to fit the items in there, it's nice and easy. You just flip this up, you can lock it in place, and again, you have all that storage space for any additional items during travel. And making our way up a little bit further, a couple last things I do want to hit on. One will be the 30-amp plug-in right here. You also see the outside shower as well as our water hookups and cable and satellite hookups up there too. The E-Pro 19BH is definitely the top of its class for some of the features and amenities construction that you get, but If you want something that's maybe a little less expensive and has a slide, well, then check out this Silver Lake LE I have coming up next.